Calling today's July 27th, 2023 Sylvan Township meeting to order. It is 7:01 p.m. Now time for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next up is roll call. The board members are all here with the exception of Mike Van Buren, who gave us notice. I'd also like to take this time to introduce Doug Jackson, who is our recording secretary. Thank you so much. Next order is the agenda. If you've all had a chance to look, do we have a motion to accept the agenda?
Second.
Now to the approval of minutes for the June 22nd, 2023 regular meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
We're up to public comment. Do we have any public comments tonight?
Comment on the solar, well, I looked
I
at.
think, hold on a second. I think I need your name for records. Yes, please.
Christina Snyder, resident of Maze Road. I still have concerns about the solar energy, system. I went through the previous proposed one line by line. I didn't see any of the comments that I had made being addressed. But I'm still concerned that we're making it too difficult for solar energy systems. For instance, like, why are we specifying a color for solar energy systems? I am probably one of the few people that actually read the zoning ordinances before I moved to Sylvan Township. I do not remember there being any other place in the zoning ordinance where we try to control the color of things that people put on their property. It's just similar sorts of things that are lots of stuff about aesthetics and not much really about anything that could really do harm to neighbors. So and I guess I'll go through the latest thing, which just dropped just before the meeting and nobody's had a chance to look through it, but I also want to address the survey, because it says that there was a link to it in one of our property taxes, but I did not see it. I did not respond to it. And your response rate is around 4%. I don't think that's really good. I hope they can put it out again and really make an effort to elicit better responses than that. And it would be really nice if when you're asking people questions, you actually introduce them to what the current state of the master plan is. Maybe even include the master plan with it, with the survey, so that people can compare what is now to what they're asking for in the survey.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments? I've got two, so. You're fine.
Renee Townsend. Just kind of echoing what she was saying about the survey. I just would like to get an answer, if possible, as to how that whole survey kind of rolled out. We got the draft that was posted in Documents on Demand, and then never got a notification that an agenda was ever posted for the meeting, where it was apparently discussed. And looking at the minutes, it looks like there were only a couple of people, a couple of residents that attended. Probably because nobody got the notification that, because it wasn't posted in the right place, but I'm glad that you all had questions and made comments on it, but I feel like it happened super kind of quickly and quietly, and then it went live without even incorporating your questions and stuff. And it got immediately feedback, so I'm just kind of wondering how that whole thing rolled out, and then also looking at the minutes, it doesn't even look like anyone from Beckett and Raider was at that meeting that was discussing it, which seems odd to me if we're paying them to work on it. So I was just hoping to kind of get an idea of how that whole process.
Is that something we address now? No, okay, next, public comment.
Well, I would echo other people's comments about the master planning questionnaire. I think needs to be seriously revamped, and I was happy to see some of the comments from the planning commission members last time, which were in the vein of the same things I was thinking about, even though I wasn't there. So it's like, I just hope that those comments and more are followed up on. I guess I'm pleased that the survey was pulled back. Because it really wasn't bad. I don't, you know, I regret the delay in time, but it has to be done right, so that was the right thing to do, to go back. Solar ordinance, I'm really dismayed to see what I observe as going in the wrong direction, is actually making it harder for residents. I'm not talking about commercial, I'm talking about residents to install solar arrays on their own property to help provide themselves with power in at least a relatively clean way. And I never heard it stated that we were trying to make right, so that was what we were trying to do, developing a solar ordinance. So I don't know why this keeps happening. So I'm just, I know there's going to be a public hearing when I can speak at more length than everybody else can. But I hope it gets to the public hearing in a much better form than this. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any more public comments?
Dave Reinhardt from Conway Road, basically just seconding Christine and Patrick on what they said about the solar ordinance. The focus in my mind should be on helping residents put it in the least amount of hoops to jump through. And along the same lines, if the planning commission can get something like that going, so to help the residents, which by far will be the bulk of renewable energy, not windmills, all this other stuff, which are important, but if that can be separated and just focus on the residential solar, which is what, 80–90% at least of what people would like. I really think you gotta do that.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments? Thank you. Closing public comments. Next order of business is unfinished business. And here we have review of draft solar renewable energy ordinance. And discussion. So as noted, it is a draft. And then now is the time for any questions.
There's comments. I had some comments on the copy that was in our packet, but it looks like we got a more comprehensive draft today, about 5:58. So some of these comments might have been addressed. So I kind of want some time to read through the most recent revised copy with one exception. I wanna make sure on page 7 of the original draft we got. On subsection 5, where it talks about screening and landscaping. There's subpart A, where it talks about the inadequacy based on a legitimate community purpose consistent with local government planning documents. A few pages prior. It talks about. On page 5 of that draft, in the bolded text. Under subsection 5, screening and landscaping. It talks about a legitimate township purpose consistent with township planning documents. So those need to be aligned. I would recommend aligned under the township. But that, I think that was important to point out. By other comments, I'll reserve until I've had an opportunity to see if they may have been addressed in the draft.
Are there any other comments from you? Or questions? I think Becky's online. We have Becky here who can answer anything.
I am online. Can you hear me?
I can't hear Becky, but I think she's trying to talk.
Oh. Can you hear me at all?
Well, look.
Yeah.
Nice.
Any volume?
It's not.